In this piece of 18mm ply that I had lying about, I first of all cut the top piece out, which is 100mm by 200mm, then cut the 3 legs out, which are 200mm by 40mm. This last piece I cut in half and I'll use this to make the handle. Then I placed one of the legs on the top piece, marked the width of it, then found the centre line and using a tape measure evenly spaced out where I was going to place the screws. I drilled the screw holes out with a countersink and then fired 4 screws in down each side. Next, using the offcut piece that I knew was straight, I used this as a guide rail for the router, and using a straight cut piece net, I cut 2 grooves either side of the top piece. Then I went over with a round over bit and rounded over all the corners and gave the thing a sanding. Then I slid the adjustable leg into place, and ensuring it was flush with the top piece at either ends, I marked the locations I wanted to drill 2 holes to place the T-nuts in. Once I placed the T-nuts in, I used my mallet and gave it a bloody good whack to make sure they were fitted securely. Then I refitted the leg and secured it in position up tight against one of the side legs. Because the T-nuts protruded out of the top slightly, it made the middle leg sit down lower than the side legs, so I marked up this piece and then just trimmed it off on a table saw. Then I came up quickly with this handle design and I glued the 2 pieces together, and after it had dried I simply cut the handle out using the jigsaw. I then shaped the handle with the belt sander so it had a nice curve in the middle on the top. And then went around the sides and the inside of the handle with a round over bit. I wasn't sure if I wanted to fit the handle straight or horizontally, so once I came up with where I wanted it secured, I marked the position of the handle, then drilled a hole through the top piece with a bit of scrap underneath so I didn't get any tear out, and then simply fit the handle with a screw either end. Now, using this piece of 6mm ply, I had to make an adjustable foot. So after shaping the corners and cutting 2 grooves out in it, I was left with this. I then marked the location of the grooves on one of the side pieces, marked where I wanted to drill, then drilled 2 more holes to fit 2 more T-nuts. Then I added some of this grippy tape that I had lying around. It has like a type of rubber construction to it. I simply trimmed it to the right length and width. Then I was left with something looking like this, and I decided to test it out on the table saw. So the first cut I made was this narrow cut, and then on the next cut I adjusted the stabilising foot down and then made the same narrow cut.
Now I've had to move inside to do this final piece because it's got really windy and really wet outside and I just can't video in that weather. So I'm calling this a prototype. Now I've built it, there's things that I think I can improve on for next time. I did build a slightly smaller one to start off with in a slightly different way. So that's prototype 1, this is going to be prototype 2. And there's certain things that I can improve on, like for instance I might change this fence for perspex. I'm also not a huge fan of this handle. It's a little bit too thick. I think I should have used 1/2 inch ply and glued 2 pieces of that up. And I can't ever seem to get the shape right when I do handles, so I can improve that. But functionality, it actually works for the purpose that I've made it for. It keeps your fingers away from the blade, it grips a workpiece, and as you've seen, creates good cuts. So I will, as always, keep you updated on the progress that I make on the next version of this. And if you liked the video, please give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, by all means give it a thumbs down. Thanks for watching, please consider subscribing, and I'll see you again next week.